One other point in politics is the freakouts. The supporters of Peter Obi, the obedient, they are freaking out. People who want Peter Obi to emerge as a candidate of a party to contest the 2027 elections, they are freaking out. When the ADC was unveiled as the opposition coalition platform to be used to contest the 2027 election, Peter Obi was there, Dr. Ahmed was there, we have Aisha Yesufu, Senator Kingibe, people from the Labour Party were there, PDP stakeholders like Atiku were there, and we saw all that transpired. There was a lot of excitement in the obedient group, in the obedient movement. On social media, there were a lot of excitement. People were excited, There appeared to be the prospects that Peter Obi could emerge as the candidate of the ADC, Then some reality checks started coming in, one of which was the interview that was granted by Dr. Baba Ahmed, which I've talked about in another video. Dr. poured cold water on that excitement. And he said he was in 2019 primaries conducted by the PDP in Port Harcourt. I saw how Atiku was ruthless, how dollars were flying, how he emerged as candidate. So, Dati said he doesn't want Obi to be VP, that Obi should be the candidate. But he is not so sure if that will be the case, if Obi could be the candidate of the ADC. He is still of the opinion that Obi should stay in Labour Party. Labour Party should resolve its issues and they should use Labour Party as a platform. That was one cold water on that excitement, initial excitement. Then Atiku met delegates from Gombe State, stakeholders from Gombe, and he spoke in Hausa. And the video went around and there was a translation, one of which was it was on July 5th. Atiku said, "We will punish anyone who steals or commits corruption. By God, we will go after them. That's enough." Nigeria is very wealthy, but misgovernance has held back progress. The new alliance formed under ADC will work to change the lives of Nigerians. So Atiku is speaking as if I become president, I will fight corruption, I will fight this, I will fight that, and change the fortunes of Nigeria. So people started freaking out that, Atiku seemed to be saying that he's going to be the candidate, the way he's talking. And other publications, other news, People's Gazettes, and other news websites said some other things that Atiku said, So people were freaking out that, it's like Atiku will be the one to emerge as the ADC candidate, Peter Obi may end up being the VP. And today, Daniel Bwala, who is a spokesperson for President Tinubu in the ruling APC, said that he is heard that even Peter Obi may not even get VP. He said Peter Obi is likely to be the Director General of the campaign. So that the ADC will produce a presidential candidate, vice presidential candidate, then Peter Obi will not be. It sounds funny, but people are freaking out, saying, so you mean Atiku wants to contest? I'm just, Why are people surprised? Why will you be surprised that Atiku will want to contest? What makes you think, has Atiku ever been part of anything that doesn't involve him not contesting? It's only when he contests in the primaries and he loses, and he has lost before. He has lost primaries before. It's only when he loses that he can now start to think of, okay, let's support this person for now, and later I'll find my way. You understand? Atiku has always been interested in being president. In 1992, when MKO Abiola ran for president under SDP, Atiku was one of those that contested against Abiola in the SDP primaries in Jos. 1992, the late MKO Abiola, Atiku, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, MKO Abiola, Kingibe, they ran SDP primaries on who would be the candidate for SDP. When they did the first round, I think MKO was number one, Kingibe was number two, Atiku was number three. Then Atiku had a godfather, Yaradua. Late Sheikh Musa Yaradua. So, after that first contest, that Yaradua was the one that talked to Atiku to step down. And part of the reasoning was that, I watched one of Atiku's interview, that Yaradua got some assurances, the Yaradua camp got assurances that if Atiku should step down, MKO Abiola will pick Atiku as running mates in the general elections. That was the arrangement in which, the understanding in which Atiku stepped down. And when they did the next round, MKO Abiola emerged. But when it was time to pick running mates, MKO Abiola, for some reason, went for Kingibe. Remember, Kingibe was one of those that contested in the primaries. He came second in the first round. That is how Abiola picked Kingibe as running mate in that famous June 12th elections, which from all indications Abiola won, but the election results were annulled. The election was annulled by the military government under General Babagana at the time. The point is, in 1992, how many years ago was that? Atiku contested to be president. And he only stepped down with the hope of being vice president. And somehow he was schemed out and he wasn't vice president. And then, when Abacha died, there was a transition, Abdulsalami Abubakar, 1998, then Atiku joined the PDP and contested to be governor of Adamawa State, which he won as governor. But before he could be sworn in as governor, Obasanjo, who was in prison before, who was released in 1998, and who was picked as a consensus candidate and became the candidate of the PDP, now picked Atiku to be his running mate. And Obasanjo won in that 1999 election, became president, Atiku became vice president. And it was said that there was some understanding, which was not written, that Obasanjo would do one term of 4 years, which is from that 1999 to 2003. So Atiku was hoping that as, yes, he's vice president, but after Obasanjo do one term, he would now, as the candidate from the north, he will now be the one to contest in 2003. But prior to 2003, and Obasanjo made some mistake of, he gave Atiku a lot of powers in his first term. So Atiku used those powers, the privatization and other things that were headed by